I keep hearing the same frustrations from friends over 50. Gay dating apps are a young man's game. No one reads profiles anymore. All those younger guys just want sugar daddies, or I feel invisible. And that's why today I'm sharing 4 crucial things about making dating apps and sites work for you as an older gay man, including the big mistakes that I see too many of us make. Let's start with something that happened when I was looking for a partner some years ago. I matched with someone who seemed great and listed his age as 52. We had a great chat with similar interests, but something felt off. When we met, he was clearly in his mid-60s. Now, age wasn't an issue for me, but by lying about his age, I got the message loud and clear that he was willing to start a potential relationship with a lie. This is one of the biggest red flags in online dating, being dishonest about age or using outdated photos. If you're watching this and you've been tweaking your age on apps, even by a few years, stop. When you do this, you're sending 2 messages. To yourself, you're saying you're not desirable at your real age. And to potential partners, you're showing that you're okay with starting a relationship with lies. It immediately undermines trust, which is the foundation of any relationship. The right person should see your real age as desirable. If they don't, they're clearly not for you. There are enough guys who value maturity. This isn't one of them. And if you're looking to date older men, you might want to verify their age early on, not because the number matters, but because age dishonesty often indicates deeper issues with emotional readiness or self-acceptance and authenticity. Next, let's talk about something that impacts many older men on dating apps: tech savviness. A friend recently showed me his profile. Every single photo had him wearing either sunglasses or hats, making it impossible to really see his face or body. Then he showed me his chats, and it was clear he had no idea how to communicate on dating apps. He was writing long, full paragraphs like business emails using all capital letters, and taking days to respond because he treated it like email correspondence. In real life, he's engaging and charming, but none of that came across online. If you're feeling unsure about using these apps, that's completely normal. After all, we're dealing with a completely different world here, a world that has its own social rules, communication style, and what expectations people have for others using the app. We find ourselves navigating a world of swipes, likes, and acronyms we've never heard of. And that's not even considering each app and site has its own culture and unwritten rules. What's appropriate on Grindr might be too forward on Hinge. A response that might seem prompt to you could feel like eternity to someone else. It's like learning a new language, and that's okay. There's a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, it opens up amazing opportunities for meaningful connections with people you'd never meet otherwise. So, it's crucial to learn how to set up an effective profile and how to communicate properly. Your real personality needs the chance to shine through. Get help with your photos if you need. Learn how to write a bio that shows who you are. Understand how different apps and sites really work. Your profile is like your business card, but for dating. It should clearly express what you're about and what life with you could look like. And once you start having good conversations, know when and how to take things offline. If you do want to develop a relationship offline with someone in real life, then be careful not to find yourself in endless chat mode. Here's what I found to work best. After you establish some rapport and basic compatibility, suggest a meeting for one of the next days. You can keep it casual, public, and also time limited. And this takes pressure off both of you. If they keep making excuses not to meet or push for lengthy online chatting, that's usually a sign something might be off. You've got to remember, no matter how much you chat online, you can never really get a true sense of someone's energy, how they carry themselves, or how you actually feel being around them. And that's what matters for any meaningful connection. The apps are just a starting point, so it's a good idea to treat them as such. Now, here's something many of us struggle with: spending too much time searching and analyzing. Maybe you lost a partner and you're comparing everyone to them. Or maybe someone left you and now you're determined to find someone completely different. Or perhaps you're just trying to keep your options open because you're worried about rejection. But here's what research has found: excessive searching actually leads to poorer choices. When you're on multiple apps and dating sites, constantly looking for red flags, analyzing every detail, you get overwhelmed by irrelevant information. And losing great potential matches doesn't stop there. A lot of guys become jaded from unsuccessful dating experiences. And when that happens, every small orange flag becomes a reason to disqualify someone. You might be missing something great right in front of you. So instead of trying to find what's wrong with each person, try focusing on what's right. Look for common ground, especially if there's an age difference. What people often get wrong is looking for attraction. But what matters for long-term relationships isn't attraction, it's compatibility in values. Do you share similar views about relationships, family, friends, money, honesty? That's what creates lasting connections. Yet, so many of us get distracted by less important factors. Let me break this down practically. Instead of focusing on whether someone fits your ideal physical type, or profession, or age range, pay attention to how they talk about their lives. Do they maintain long-term friendships? How do they spend their free time? What makes them light up when they talk about it? Are they financially responsible and independent? I realized at some point, and this is crucial to understand, who would make a better life partner? Someone who shares your core values, but doesn't match your usual type? Or someone who looks perfect, but isn't aligned with what truly matters to you? The best relationships I've seen started when people looked beyond their usual checklist, and instead they connected on these deeper levels. Finally, let's talk about which apps to use. The reality is that ageism exists, and it can be much more visible on apps that let you browse profiles like Grindr or Scruff. These apps tend to be more focused on casual connections, though you can find relationships there too. You might have better luck on swipe-based apps, where matches have already shown interest in your age group. Hinge is a great example, because they let you share more about yourself and what matters to you. That's how they attract a more relationship-oriented crowd, rather than people looking for quick judgments based on age and photos. Tinder is also a good option. That's where I met my partner. Tinder has the largest user base, but you need to be clear about what you're looking for to make sure that you attract the right kind of matches. Then there are the specialized sites like Silver Daddies that cater to more mature daters. You'd want to do research to find out what people are saying about the culture in each of these apps and websites. In any case, don't spread yourself too thin trying to maintain profiles everywhere. Pick just one main app where your target audience is most likely to be, and maybe one backup. For example, if you're looking for a serious relationship, focus on Hinge as your primary platform. We've made it Tinder as a backup. This way, you can put real effort into the apps where you're most likely to find what you're looking for, instead of spreading yourself too thin and doing half-hearted job everywhere. Before we wrap up, let's talk about staying safe while dating online. Unfortunately, scammers often target older men, but most of them are pretty easy to spot once you know the signs. If anyone starts sharing financial hardships or asks about your finances, be careful there. Watch out for profiles that seem too perfect. Model quality photos with minimal personal information, this often indicates a fake profile. And if someone claims they can't video chat or meet in person, that's a red flag. The broken camera excuse is classic. And of course, if anyone starts telling you about financial emergencies or asking for money up front, that's almost always a scam. Remember, setting boundaries isn't being difficult, it's being smart. It's perfectly okay to take things at your pace and say no to anything that makes you uncomfortable. A respectful person will understand and honor your boundaries. Here's what it all comes down to. Your age adds value. It represents experience, growth, and wisdom. What matters is how you present yourself, where you look, and most importantly, how you approach the search. Remember, you're a great catch and deserve a meaningful connection. Approach dating with confidence and patience. The right person will appreciate everything about you, including your age. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments what resonated most with you, and tell me what's been your biggest challenge with dating apps. Let's continue this conversation in the comments, and see you in the next video.